Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome to Robocraft Build with me, Lathrix, the series in which you ask me to build things and I, to the best of my ability, which isn't much, try to comply and build the robot of your dreams, to help out my own building ability and perhaps even help you along your way in the process. So today's request comes from Asron945. I'm very sorry about that. I already butchered your name probably in 2 or 3 ways. Who asked for a tier 10 ski robot. No other instructions, just a tier 10 ski, with the skis being the main movement type. Now, I very much want to build this because I think I've mentioned very recently that in tier 10 I've never actually built a tier 10 ski. Well, believe it or not in tier 10, but yes, I've never built a tier 10 ski before, so I am quite looking forward to this, because I'm not 100% sure what to do, which is very, very nice indeed. Now, I did have one idea floating around my noggin when I first heard about this, and it's taking a bit of inspiration from the Rebel. If you don't know what the Rebel is, it's one of the bots you can buy in the store, this one here, with how the two sections come apart here. Now, I'm also taking inspiration in my head. It won't actually look like this afterwards, but of the old-fashioned pod racers, with the engines being in the two sections in general, or having a floaty engine in the middle. And what I could do possibly is with the two side sections here. Of course, I'm using TX1 blocks, so I'm very limited to how many I could use. Is something like this. Now, I know what you're thinking, and what you're thinking is, Lathrix, you're already building something ugly, and yes, I am. However, I want to make it beautiful, and I will attempt, of course, to the very best of my ability to do just that. But if it doesn't turn out, then we can all kind of lavish in just how amazingly bad it is, and then we can all get a good laugh, and then have a nice night's sleep. So, let's see, we'll put the prisms in. What I think is, we could protect this nice and well by just doing this. It also gives me a very, very chunky kind of a main winglets, of course, both winglets being main winglets, but you get the idea. Both sides. They're not actually winglets, are they, in that case? No, they're not at all winglets anymore, Lathrix. Well done, Lathrix. Terminology is something you truly are a master of, amongst so many other things. There we go, put you there, and then you can go there. Finishing off by you going there. Lathrix has no idea what he's doing. Well, right now we're just building this skeleton. That's the other thing, though. We're building a skeleton, and I don't really have a clue if it's going to turn out well or not. So it doesn't really matter too much right now. The only... Ooh, Lathrix had an idea. He had a beautiful and wonderful idea. Let's put this along here. Like, because we're going to have to make it like more than one thick anyway. We can't have this just being a single linear plane. That would just be terrible. Let's see. One of the new cubes, the TX1 rods, the smaller one. I couldn't do what I think I could possibly do here, could I? Oh, I could. I could, and I will. There we go. Nice, easy tier 10 placement there. That's quite nice. Because that way, it's being protected from the front there, and people have been complaining about, like, oh god, it has no hitboxes, it's so easy to Triforce, because technically, this is now Triforced on this side, because the damage have to bounce all the way down to damage the gun, because this pillar isn't actually attached to the pillar around it, which is really weird to think there's an item that's so easy to do that with, but there we go, there's an item that's so easy to do that with. I don't really know what the point of them are. Well, I do, I just don't think it fulfills its purpose well, that's what I should say. I actually really do like the new blocks. I'm in the camp of yay new blocks, but at the same time, I do see that, I don't know, I don't understand their fitting in the new, in anything really. It's just a bizarre thing. Perhaps I should have built these two closer to each other. Perhaps I should have. I could have built that close to each other, actually. That way I don't have this huge gap and mass of blocks in the middle, which are just completely unprotected. That might have been a better idea now I think about it, and now I'm adding hindsight to the mix, but, you know, hindsight is 1856.2. You can see where the rebel idea came into play in my head. Mostly only in my head, though. Ooh. Ah. E. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting tang, walla walla, bing bang. Let's see. If I were to do this, which I am doing, we could possibly put another gun here. Now, I would use the TX1 SMGs, but A, I'd have to steal it from my helicopter, which I don't want to do. And B, I don't think they look as good with the with the TX1 cubes. I believe that the regular SMG actually looks better in that case. Now, I'm doing this for a reason. Ah. So if I did this, it would look even worse. But it would provide the platform for the last two guns. Therefore, we've already added all the guns we need, which is kind of fantastic this early on. However, it doesn't look very good, which is honestly quite a concern. That's intriguing. It's not good, but it's intriguing. I quite like that, actually. I do quite like that, having that there. Okay, so where are we going to put the actual thingy-majiggies I'm thinking of? The skis of death and destruction. So, I could put them here, I guess. Particularly I'm going to protect them a little bit. Since obviously skis have ridiculously low health. This does mean, however, plasma shots at the front are like, every time someone shoots from the front, they will be removed, like, without fail. Which kind of sucks. Also, I have no sideways thrusters. Also, I have no downwards thrusters right now, which means we are going to have no control over this thing, even with the skis. So I do think we are going to have to shrink the inside here. Now, I could just have a single line, but I'd much rather have two. I don't know why. Perhaps just a crazy pipe dream. I kind of want to. So, what I'm going to do is remove this. Goodbye. Oh, that's so sad seeing that go. I mean, that would be really easy to actually get. Oh, should I just have one? Should I just have one? I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I've seen this shape a million times in the past. And only half because it's almost phallic. But, you know what I mean? I've seen this kind of shield pattern before, like with the double-sided, and I don't know, it's just. I don't know, it just seems so done before. But I could kind of make a rocket sled like that. It might be the better idea, honestly. Now, is that actually on the halfway line? Clearly not. So the halfway line would be here. So to move this through this back section, I think if I'm going to use the TX1 cubes, that's just going to be too big, which is the problem. So, oops, didn't mean to remove that block. Let's add it back and then do the same with you. So now we actually have them both sides. Also, that means now that the center of mass has the doodah. The center of mass now has the ski in the middle, which will actually aid with that turning quite a bit. I really wanted the two engine pieces like that. I don't like this as much, but it might be the better idea for the bot, which would be lovely to actually make something that, you know, functions and works well, like a well-oiled robot should. So maybe it would be better to sacrifice all my hopes and dreams. Welcome to adulthood, kids! Where you sacrifice your hopes and dreams. Perhaps it would be better. Oh, I don't know, though. It probably would. There's the thing. It probably would just be better. I don't think there's really much denying that. This isn't anything like pod racing. Put this along here. So no more. Yeah, it would be better because that way we can have a center core and everything. It'd be so much easier to do. We have the seat here, and then how am I going to get everything else on there, like the other guns and such? That's the question I've got. That is the question I've got. I mean, two of them will be quite easy because two of them we could just do this. Honestly. And then and we have more guns. So we have 4 already, which is great. Chassis and prisms. I want to be as kind of block spammy as possible with the TX1 cubes because of their remarkable armor. It really is annoying because as a plasma bomber, generally speaking, because flank is still way my main robot. One thing I have noticed is recently people going down the block spam route with the TX1 cubes, and my god, are those people annoying. So perhaps I should kind of, you know, go with their line of thought and go, okay, then I will block spam with the TX1 cubes because that way the plasma can't wreck my face in one shot. which would be rather a nice experience. Because that's quite a hefty amount. I mean, that is obviously very vulnerable, but that's because I wanted it to look like that. That's kind of the sacrifice we're paying. Now, the thing is, where am I going to put the turning thrusters and stuff? We could have them like this. Perhaps we could sacrifice a bit of armour here. Oh, that's not bad, because that way they'll also be protected by the shield. If they're going like this. Yeah, that's actually not bad, and that's the tier 4 variant. Yeah, that is... now, I'm fairly certain the ski will work if it's down this low, so... What else we could do is kind of snuggle these guys in between some TX1 cubes. Like so. Just to avoid splash damage from the floor. And again, we'll put these back. Now, I'm not sure if that ski will actually work. There's the thing. Will that work? Does it have to work? Well, yeah, it does. Okay, I'm not... we can try it later. So, for now, it's got one forward thruster, and that's it. Probably not the best right now, honestly. Probably not the best. So, how am I going to actually continue this build, then, is the question. If we're going to go with the single, because this was obviously built to have the 2. So, how would I continue this build and make it look somewhat decent is the question. Okay, we're back. Sorry, the phone went for the millionth time while trying to record today. So, I've had a bit of a brain fart. Now, I think it's quite a bad brain fart, and I probably should see a doctor about it, but it's a brain fart I kind of want to explore regardless. And it's something like this, using the extender here just to gain some space, so we don't have to use up all of our RP ever. And perhaps doing this here, having the 2 side skis, well, very much on the side, so we don't have to actually bulk up the entire section. And that doesn't, to me, seem like too much of a bad idea, honestly. I quite like it. I quite like the concept. Plus, we can do this. Almost we can do this. We can't actually do this, though, because Lathrix needs to check things before he does it. But I was thinking perhaps we could do it on the front as well, somewhere. And have it come out, because that would look quite, in my opinion, quite nice. It's quite a different thing to see. It's not something you see very often, I think, probably for very good reason. But still, it's something you don't see, and perhaps that might be how we do. Also, that avoids the usual shield placement that everyone and their grandmother has used in the past. Which is quite nice, actually. I really like that. I don't know why I like that, but I kind of do. There's something about that I like. It's a shape I have... There you go, I think I've just answered it in my own head. It's because it's a shape I haven't seen before in Robocraft, very much at least. To such an extent that it doesn't really cross my mind. I'm going to have to sell stuff, aren't I? You know what, goodbye these, I don't care about you anymore, I don't use Megabots. No, I don't use Megabots anymore. Who uses Megabots anymore? Megabots aren't cool. They're not in the cool game mode anymore. Because people don't like them and they smell and they have to sit on their own table because no one likes them. Blah. Repressed memories. Why isn't that? Oh, whoops, I put them on the wrong side. That's probably why. There we go. Now I doubt they can shoot without clipping like every other shot, so probably not going to have the guns there, but you get... Oh, I quite like having the guns there, though. Let's have a quick run with this for a second. Let's see... Oh, probably best if we had a seat first. Might be somewhat useful. You can sit somewhere really awkward for a second, mate. You can sit there until I sort out your core. So a quick look, see how this plays. Please work really well. If you work really well, I'll be so surprised, and it'll be so nice. Oh my lord, the controls are really nice. I'm really surprised. Yay! I really like this thing. Okay, happy to... Okay, well, downward thrusters are something we haven't added yet and definitely need. Because, well, I'm a ski in tier 10. You always need that. Well, to be fair, any tier, you need downward thrusters. If you're a pure ski, downward thrusters, particularly if you're going to have something called overclocking, really, really, really want downward thrusters, honestly. But I also want more speed, more power, more strength. But I'm not going to, because I'm not allowed. Now you can go right up into there, and this is now where you're going to sit. Yay. So, a regular cube there instead. Put that there if I can. That'd be nice, thank you. Well, that's one thick from the back. That's so well protected. I can't see this ever backfiring and kind of kicking me in the ass at all. This is going to go so well. Oh, we're doomed, aren't we? We're probably doomed, honestly. We're definitely doomed. Like, there's being doomed, then there's like knowing you're doomed, and knowing that you could possibly save yourself but choosing not to because of reasons you're not 100% sure of. Probably some bizarre, perverted loyalty to the idea you've got earlier. So that's probably what we're going to stick with right now. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Yeah, that's going to be just... Well, that doesn't look like it should work, but I'm happy it does because it suits my my agenda. Well, that's going to protect me completely for maybe one shot. What? I don't... Well said, Lathrix, well said. I get more articulate with every passing day. Articulate is a word I'm looking for. Well, that's great. I don't even know if articulate is actually the word I was looking for there. That's... Well done, mate. Well done. I get more wordy. I'd love shields there, though. Shields there would be so nice, but the gun's in the way. Stupid gun. Who uses guns these days? Cool kids use guns. Speaking of guns and cool kids. Why am I doing this? That's awesome. That's really bad. In every awesome way possible. For two reasons. One, it looks ridiculous, and two, it means I could possibly sacrifice the gun there. And that means I could have downward thrusters and shields on top and stuff. Well, I guess all the guns are in different places, at least. So actually destroying all of them in one shot's probably quite difficult, but I do like having the gun there. It adds a sense of centerness. Centering. It adds centering to the... Well, I guess we could sacrifice the gun there, because let's face it, that gun's going to be knocked off every freaking shot anyway, so... Then we could also do this, which would be nice. Why do you not like me? Why do you not love me, game? What have I done to you? If I do that, then I'm going to want that to change. If I want that to change, I'm going to have to want the one ahead of it to change. If I want that to change, I want that one to change. If I want that one to change, then you get the general gist and idea here. We're going to have to change all of them along the way. Ooh, but that doesn't... Oh, it looks like a snowmobile! I actually really like how this looks! What the hell? That's not what... That wasn't meant to happen. That wasn't meant to happen. That wasn't in the rule set. But I do. Like, I really do. Like, I do as in I will marry this thing. I do. Lathrix, will you take this rather special ski to be your lawfully wedded wife? Then I'll think about it for a bit, and then I'll come back to the answer later on. But still... I mean, we don't have to... Oh, why not? Oh, come on, that was meant to work. And then, oh no, why is this an issue now? There! That actually looks better as well, that's cool. But no, it's so close, but so not... Yay! So not yay! Okay, let's see how that does with 4 downward thrusters at tier 1. I'm sure that's going to be enough. Sideways speedometers are cool. Okay, testing it out again. I'm holding downwards thrust. I don't see a difference. So those two guns do clip bonus slightly, that's nice. Ooh, how about if we change them to the back two for the long extenders? Ooh, boingy. I can't believe it, but the downward thrusters are actually helping. Oops, accidentally pressed forward there. It turns okay. It's definitely fast. I mean, look at the speed. It reaches 200 at a consistent basis at overclock level 1, I might add. Okay, well, I'm actually really happy with this. Oh, I love it when that happens. I love it. I mean, when you have low expectations, when you have low expectations for the robot, and then it kind of breaks them, that's like the best feeling you can ever have, because it's like, if a normal bot just does well and you thought it was going to do well, it's like, okay, I've built the predictable good robot, well done me. But when you build a robot and you're like, okay, this is not going to work, this is going to be absolutely awful, then it actually kind of does better than you think, even if it doesn't do well, because obviously we haven't tested in the battle yet. I'm not saying this will do well in the battle by any stretch of the imagination, I'm just saying it looks better than my expectations. Now the question is, do I want that... would that shield be better or would this shield be better? I mean, that's nice. Obviously people are just going to knock out that. That's the smart thing to do. Ooh. Oh, that's better, but it doesn't protect this thing as much anymore. Oh. Also, it's costing me more CPU. Actually, how much more CPU is it? It's the 32 compared with... Oh, that's actually a huge loss in CPU. Oh, that's not good. It's like it's constantly telling me, Lathrix, you're gonna have to lose that midder. That midder. You're gonna have to lose that midder gun. I'm sure words were meant to be in there at some point. Like, I'm almost certain regular words were meant to be used, but then midder became a word instead of middle, and then everything bad happened. Did that work? Oh. Oh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. I think do you know what would look good? If I had the RP, which I do have, the C3 just pure carbon SMGs. The ones which obviously just look black like coal. See, that's nice because it isn't particularly strong. Hasn't got a particularly strong colour to it, obviously, because it's got no colour whatsoever. So it kind of just slots in without you really realising it's out of place. Whereas the shine effect is what gives the other ones away. That we are not meant to be here, kind of effect. Oh, that's nice. It's like Rudolph, but it didn't shine. Rudolph the regular reindeer had a very bland sort of nose, and if you ever saw him, you'd say, hey, it's Rudolph the regular reindeer. Rudolph the regular reindeer. Okay, what's called Rudolph? Or is it? No, I don't know. Okay, well, sounds right. Anyway, I'm going to get into a match and see how this thing does. Classic mode is probably how I'm going to do it. So, back in a second. And here we are for the first match with Donder, one of the Santa's reindeer, since I had the whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer thing in my head, so I called it that. Now, online there's a lot of arguments if this is the correct spelling, and if it's even called Donder, which means thunder in German. Now, that's the one I grew up with, but apparently there's a lot of people arguing which one's correct. Is it Donder, Dunder, and all these other variations, but this is kind of the one I remember, so it's what I'm going to go with for now. This thing handles a lot better than it looks. I just made it look very silly. Meow. How much? Oh, look at the speed we're getting since we're over level 4. Oh. Small problem that we can't slow down though. Okay, so changes I want to make to this: backwards rudders, so backwards thrusters, and perhaps a rudder. A backwards facing rudder might be really good for this, because I have a feeling this thing can become airborne very easily if we hit something at full speed. I'm nervous about that bomber that went past. What happened to it? I can't just... Oh, it's such a bad position for me. I can't just go past. I'll be gunned down in seconds. We are very, very low to the ground. There we go. Going for the guns. There we go. Took out 2 of them. Doing our job. And now we go for the medic if we can find it. We're being railed. Hello. There we go. I think this bot would do better in the meta games instead. Being able to respawn and move quickly around the map. Probably better than this, because I'm not suited for like just a drawn out combat, which is what classic mode is now. There we go, got a kill at least. And our controls handled pretty well, and we even took a bit of damage, not terribly. Well, that's quite a fast match, but I'm happy enough. The speed of this thing, okay. So definite changes I want to make. Backwards thrusters are needed. The turning's actually okay. Yay, win bonus. I'm actually okay with the turning, so I'm going to have to remove the gun. I'm sorry, it has to be done. So I'm going to remove 2 of those thrusters, and what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 very, very nice tier 10 or tier 9, tier 10 thrusters to go backwards. Now that could actually just go literally where that gun was. It looks silly, but that'd actually be a decent placement for it. In fact, it might be the best placement considering how thin this thing is. So, let's put a rudder on the back. Don't really need to use a tier 10, but I kind of want to use tier 10. See if that'll help with control. Although I did say turning's okay, I want to see if that'll help us if we do become airborne. And then I would also like to see if we could put some thrusters backwards anywhere. Is anywhere we could put them nicely though, is the thing. I don't think we can. Without changing the shape massively. Okay, I don't want to do much to this now because I feel like this is the end. I'm happy with the bot, I've built it to the specifications, and I don't really want to do much to it. There we go. So let's just test this out now in practice. So we've lost a gun, we still have 6 guns, so as long as we don't lose a gun, we're firing at full speed, but of course that means we have no redundancy whatsoever. Definitely lost a bit of speed because of the rudder. However, the turning is a lot nicer. As in, it's very smooth now. Okay, let's see what happens if we become airborne. Whee! Yeah, that's because, yeah, the rudder helps out big time. That'll actually prevent us from becoming airborne for too long. Backwards, on full speed, is actually, yep, completely functional. Okay, those 2 changes I think were needed. I've sacrificed a little bit of speed, and I've sacrificed a gun of redundancy. However, this is still very quick to turn, and if it becomes airborne, it seems to try at least try to stay straight. In fact, it does. Look at that. Look at that. Holy crap! If we had upwards thrusters at the front, we could probably stay permanently airborne with this thing. So how light it is. I'm not even kidding there. I mean, think about it. If we could keep ourselves pointed upwards at all times, like now. Okay, the reason why I did that is because I turned on my downward thrusters. That was my fault. But look at that. That's almost a flyer. Well, Sunset, it pays to watch to the end of the video. Okay, that's my finished version. I'm happy with this. It is Donder. Probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry, but again, that's how I remember it from the English version of the story and the songs. So obviously, we're not exactly going to pronounce the non-English words correctly by chance. We probably changed it to our own version. So I definitely have heard Donna being said before, but Donder is what I remember. So thank you for watching, Sunset. I hope you've enjoyed, and I absolutely love this bot. I think I've got another permanent. I'll be doing some matches of this in the regular series, so feel free to check that out if you're new to the channel, etc. I do a regular Robocraft series in addition to a tiering up series, and of course the build series you've just seen. If you want me to build something to your specifications, you can be as specific as you like, but remember, if you're too specific, I may simply not do it because of it might be a bit boring. So leaving it open tends to be best, but I will of course consider anything, as long as it's of interest to me. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly shows that you want to see more Robocraft in the future. And again, for those who are new to the channel, etc., there is a playlist in the description to show you to the regular Robocraft videos. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.